Well, good evening, everybody. Hit the record button there. Okay, good evening, everybody. It's Rick here again with AirgunWebTV. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. It's been kind of exciting. I know you guys have lots of comments already on the video, little teaser we put up yesterday with the new head-to-head that we're going to be doing. So I'm sure we're going to get some questions on that whole process. So definitely, if you got questions, first of all, if you got any questions, jump in there. We'll do our best to answer them. We do have a couple things we want to talk about tonight. One is Mantis, their Laser Academy system, and also the new Hawke scope. And I have some more information. I got an email today, just today, and we'll pull that up and we'll kind of go through what is different with the new Airmax scopes. But before we get started, definitely want to say thank you for everybody joining us here. Hey there, David. I forgot it. In my rush to get things going, I forgot to go get some water. So forgive me. I may have to just step aside to grab some water here. Let's jump right into the head-to-head we got going on. We're going to be taking a look at the 22 cal Gauntlet 2 and 22 cal Avenger Woodstock. I think these are going to be a lot of fun. Hey there, guys. Hey there, Johnny. And hey there, Break Barrel. I don't know what your name is, but we'll go with BB for now. These two guns are really impressive. And in the market today, a few years ago, there was Derek's Adventures and Mike's. A few years ago, the the Marauder was like the gun to beat. It was quiet, it was affordable, it had a lot of features. We'll zoom out just a little bit. Had a lot of features that just made it very attractive for a lot of different shooters. But it's gotten a little bit old. So, it's kind of cool to see a different set of products coming out. Stuff like the Gauntlet and now the Gauntlet 2, and products like the Avenger and now the Woodstock Avenger. So where we started before with just a sort of one, we've got a lot of very affordable guns, and there's some stuff from Hotson and other vendors and Beeman. And so there's a lot of players out there now that are making air guns that are very, very affordable. But we're going to focus on these two in our next head-to-head because they're really sort of these are the core mainstream products that I see people going after. And maybe if I were to throw in a third, it would be probably the Origin. Pardon me, my head itches. The Origin, I think, is a great gun, and I think it definitely has a space in the market, especially for people that are brand new. One thing I would say that on my channel, the AirgunWeb channel, I started a new playlist just for the head-to-head. So sometimes they'll get buried, but if you're looking for that head-to-head content, everything we do that way is going to go under that playlist. So please be sure to check that out. So we've got the two guns, and now I did something new. If you guys didn't see it, definitely check out the videos. I got in a Borescope, and several weeks ago, I don't know how long it was now, a company, Teslong, had sent us their Borescope, and this was about 100 and some change for this unit, and HD recording. It takes 20 caliber and up, so basically 22 and larger. You can actually see what that barrel looks like, and it was pretty interesting to see both barrels not perfect. The Avenger certainly has some flaws, and the Gauntlet certainly has some flaws. Now, whether they matter at all with regards to what we're going to get on paper, let's find out. Now, there's something I'm going to talk about real quick. I know a lot of people say, clean your barrel, clean your barrel, clean your barrel. Look, I don't. I do if I need to, but when I get a gun, I want to shoot it right out of the gate. I want to take it right out of the box and shoot it. This is what 9 out of 10 users are going to get. I mean, if you're an air gunner, you're more of an enthusiast, sure, you're going to have a higher level of experience. You're going to, maybe lap it or do it, fire lap it or whatever you're going to do to, make it the best it can be before you ever start. I know some people, Travis, by the way, hi, Travis. Travis has got some stuff he's working on. He can't be with us tonight, but, these guys they don't even shoot it. They just take it all apart and then put it back together and then shoot it. That's not me. There's other guys that'll do that for you. That's not going to be me. I'm just not going to change how I work. I'm just not going to do it. I'm too old, too set in my ways. And there's other people that do it, and I don't need to go chase that particular rabbit. So when I get a gun, I'm going to review it. I want to review it as it comes out of the box. Again, 9 out of 10 people are going to do the same thing. It's going to be that 10th person that is going to, get all his cleaning get out and take it apart and clean it, put it back together, and then go shoot it. So not at all my thing. I mean, I will, once I've done that, then, especially if I'm going to keep the gun, then I may go through and I'll actually clean it and check it and make sure then it can do the best it can do. But for the most part, I've found that I really don't need to. There are some guns that I've seen just go backwards. After I've cleaned the barrel, I never get the same accuracy I had in the first place. So for me, I'm a if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of guy. And that's just the way I tend to look at things. So anyway, so we've got these two guns, each with the Borescope kind of showing some areas that are going to be interesting to see how they play out. So I'm excited to see how that's going to work. Let's see if we got any questions here. Let's see. Yeah, I like the Borescope thing was awesome. So let's see. Yeah, Johnny's saying he cleans his barrel when he sees accuracy being affected, and that's basically what I do. If it's doing great and all of a sudden it starts to not do great, I check a few things. One, I always run it over the chronograph because it could be something completely unrelated. So I'll go and I'll do that, and then I will go and check stock screws and other things that could cause issues, and then I go to the barrel. I don't jump to that first. That's what I do eventually get there, but I check all the easier things first, because ultimately what I found is that there's a lot of other things that get in the way of accuracy before you have to start messing with the barrel. Okay, let's see. Any other questions here? Yeah, I mean, the gentleman's saying that he likes to clean it, but there's no dieseling. If you've got a brake barrel, sometimes that makes good sense. I just shoot it till it stops dieseling. But again, that's me. That's just what I do. Let's see. Hey there, Mark. Let's see. So we have a gentleman recently bought a. Yeah. See, this Inspector 71. Okay, so this is what I find to be the case as well, right? So he recently bought a new TX200 Mark III, and it shot great out of the box. He cleaned the barrel, and now he can't get it to do the same thing again. I can't tell you the number of times I've had that happen to me. That has more often been the case to me than the other way. Just me personally, and maybe your experience is completely different. But in all the years, I have generally found that a gun either shoots well or it doesn't shoot well, and seldom is it a filthy barrel that is causing most of my problems. I'm not saying it doesn't cause some problems, but it's just a rare thing for me. Now, if I was a match shooter and I was shooting for money, and I was an extreme bench rest guy, but that's a different story. I mean, I can see that's a completely different thing, but again, that's not my gig. That's not my thing. So anyway, yeah, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Any other questions? Let's see. All right. I think you guys talk amongst yourself, which is fine. Somebody's talking about a brand I don't know anything about. So that's cool. If that's what you guys want to chat about over there. Let's get to looking at the Mantis Laser Academy. Now, we're not going to actually use this today. And it's a funny story. I got this in. A buddy of mine loves to shoot firearms, not much of an airgun guy, but he just got a brand new Hellcat. And he said, can you try it? I said, sure. Well, evidently he tried it a lot because my battery's dead. So I don't know how that happened, but I'm going to have to get with Mantis and get some new batteries before I can actually show you guys this in real life. But I'll walk through the process anyway. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to pull it up on the screen. Here it is. Okay, so if you want to check this out, first of all, what this is, if you guys haven't worked with Mantis products or don't know what they are, I've done several videos, and I really like the Mantis. If I just go here, products, the Mantis X. So essentially what they have is a training system and it's not just pistols. You can use it on shotguns, rifles, and it measures your trigger control. It measures so many things. It's just a super sensitive sensor, multiple sensors that measure a ton of things, and you get some real world, real time feedback on what you're doing that's causing your shot to go every which way but where you want it to go. And so that is called the Mantis X, and they have like the X10, which is, I've got one of those in the box here. That is just a wonderful piece of equipment. Now that I do put on my Airguns, and you can dry fire or just use CO2 or whatever, and it registers the trigger, and you know exactly what's going on, which is just super cool. So that is just a very cool system. If you want to get a ton of trigger time in without spending any money, really, without having to spend CO2 even, because one of the guns I use doesn't even need CO2. It just dry firing the gun will give you the enough movement and enough data for the system to measure what's going on. You're not shooting anything. You're just aiming at a dot. So you go ahead and line yourself up, and as you pull the trigger, it tells you what's going on in your grip and your hold and everything. So that is really cool, and it gives you a score, and you guys get it. And there's a ton of training programs in the system. That the software's free, and it's constantly being updated. And it's very good for people that want to train with their air guns or train with their firearms. Now, my buddy who I was talking about, he got the new Hellcat, which is a really nice gun, by the way, in 9mm. And so what he wanted to do is go get some practice in without having to spend any money on ammo. So I'm going to see if I tip the camera down here. Let me see if we go like that. Okay, does that work? Ta-da! Okay, so I'm going to switch over the back over here. Okay, so the Laser Academy. So what this does is it's got a bunch of different components, and the biggest component, these are stands and mounts and stuff, and these targets, you see. So you have these targets that work in conjunction with an app on your phone, and they have different caliber. So they have all of these cool targets, right? Okay, so have an app on your phone that will read a laser hit on these targets, and you have, this is a little kit. Now you can get different of these. This is basically a snap cap with a laser in it. Like I said, my buddy, God love him, my battery's dead, so we'll have to get that resolved, but it's a simple replacement of the battery right there. So I'll get some new batteries and we'll get that sorted out. So this is the X10. Anyway, so you set your phone up to look at the target. Okay, so it sees the dot on the target and then registers that impact in the software, and you can actually get feedback directly with your phone and score and everything. So as you see here, they've got videos that walk through the process. Everything you want to know about how to use the system, they've got it right here on their website. So I've got a link to Mantis X in the video description. So if you guys want to learn more about this, check it out. I'm going to get some more batteries, and then we're going to spend a whole video on this. And my sister is one who likes to come and show me up with shooting pistols. So I'll probably get her in there, and we'll do that again because she really enjoys shooting better than her older brother. So if you guys haven't seen those videos, check them out. They're on my channel. You can probably just search Mantis and find it. Let me put this back, and then I'll go back over to YouTube and see if in the chat, see if you've got any more questions to talk about. All right, there we go. All right, obviously I'm not real good at this, so all right, there we are. All right, cool. All right, back over here, switch back over to YouTube. All right, let's see if we got any questions we need to get in here. Angie's back. Hey, Angie. Hope you're doing well there, Angie. Let's see. Yeah, David is, David's saying This is back on the AirArms. He says he's got the same gun. Emailed AirArms. They said don't clean it. Look, I'm just telling you guys. It's funny. I think most air gunners, especially if they're coming from the firearms world, want to treat their air guns like firearms, and they're really not. They're really, really not. Once you've got the barrel seasoned and it's shooting well, you're best off just leave it be. Now, big bore guns, they can be a little bit different, or guns that are shooting really fast can be a little different. But if you're 850 to 900, you're probably better off just leaving it alone. All right, so let's see. If Mike's asking a question. Rick, the new Hawke scope is $90 more than an Element in my backyard. Is it worth the money? If you're talking about Element scopes, I don't know anything about them, so I can't answer that question without taking a look at it. Oh, also, Paul, real quick, this is an aside. Paula, you sent me an email about a hand pump. I haven't emailed you back, but I'll just tell you right here since you're online. The Air Venturi pump, they have the Mark V Air Venturi pump. It is a hill pump. So if you get that, it's the same as buying a hill. So you feel free to go that direction. If you're going to buy a hand pump, I say buy a hill hand pump because they just, for me, they work better. But anyway, that's just for what it's worth. Okay. So, hey there, Heath. Yeah, I think this Heath's saying the same thing. The idea of just leave the barrel alone. This is just what I'm finding, guys, and I know that this is so contrary to the firearms thinking. If you've got a firearm, you got to clean the barrel every time you use it. Well, that's true because you got powder and other things, but an airgun you just don't. So I say if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. All right, so let's jump over to and talk about the new Hawke scope. So Hawke sent me out. No, that's not the window I want. Hold on just a second, guys. Forgive me. Here it is. All right. So Hawke sent me out an email about their new Airmax. Now, I talked a little bit about this in my head-to-head sort of intro video. So the Airmax line of scopes is a very nice airgun-focused scope. Now, first of all, that new airgun right there, I'm hopeful to get one. I didn't mean to push that button. Sorry about that. All right, I'm hoping to get that airgun pretty soon. That is the new AirArms Tactical. I forgot the exact name of it, but that looks pretty sweet. AirArms have done a refresh of their S510 and put it in a nice AR compatible stock system. So I'm very excited, and I know Angie is already chomping at the bit. She's already put in her request to get one herself. So I'm excited to see that coming in. But all right, back to the Hawke stuff. So the Airmax 30 is, if you guys are familiar with any of the Hawke line, you have like the Vantage, and then you have Endurance, and you have Sidewinder, and you have Frontier. Airmax is really, it's between the Vantage and I think, say, the Endurance. And it's definitely, as I said in my other video, below the Frontier and Sidewinder. But it has some features that are very, very cool. Now, these scopes are going to be second focal plane. So they're not first focal plane. They're just straight second focal plane. But they are designed to hold up. As you see here, you'll see a lot of companies talk about their scopes. But Hawke has really designed this. As you see, they got it right here on a TX200. So these are etched glass reticles. They're designed to take a hit from springers. Now, will they hold up to an ultra magnum nitro piston gas ram gun? I don't know. I don't know what will hold up to those long term. I've had good success with the Hawke Vantage IR, and these are going to be better than that. So I think that you probably have you probably will be okay. So these scopes have the Amx Reticle, and we'll see what this looks like here. I don't know if you guys can see that. If I can zoom in on that. Oh well. Anyway, but that is your typical Amx reticle. It's got a tree. Now it lights up, which is very, very cool. So the one scope they sent me was a 6 to 24 by 50, but they also have, just a straight 10 by 44. You talk about a really nice hunting scope. Sorry, I clicked on it. I'm going to have to go look at that. Hold on just a minute. Let's see if we get back here. Let's see. Airmax. Here it is. These must be the new ones, 10 by 44. All right, that looks really nice. Okay, so why would you want a fixed focal or fixed magnification scope? Well, it just saves you so much headache. If you're out hunting, especially if you got people that are new to optics. I remember taking my wife and daughter out prairie dogging, and they spent more time trying to get the scope to work than they spent time shooting. And it really just dawned on me, you know what? If they just had a fixed focus scope and all they had to do was focus it, they would have had a much better time. So that is pretty slick. Let's see if we get another picture here. Oh, let's see. The one I got was this one. So it looks the same. Let's see if they can give me the reticle though. Oh, here it is. So there's a better shot of the reticle, right? So you have your boxes, you have your mil dots, you have your tree. So you've actually got a lot of reference points, but it's not so busy that it's blocking your field of view. So you've got a good target scope and a good target reticle and a good hunting reticle all in one here. And now that it's illuminated, that is actually really cool too, because at those low light situations, you can see what you need to hit. So anyway, so that's that. I'm excited to use this scope. This is what I'm going to be using on my head-to-head with the Gauntlet and with the Avenger Avenger. Okay, let's go ahead and get back here. All right. So let's see if we got any questions here. Angie's got a good question. And I don't know if she's throwing it out there for everyone, but I'll go ahead and jump in here. So Angie's saying, what about the break-in period for some springers? Do you believe after shooting 100 or 200 pellets, the accuracy in shooting improve? I think your use of the gun improves. I would say that back, say, 8-10 years ago, the convention or the normal convention thought, whatever, was to, before you did anything, is put a couple hundred rounds to it. And boy, I remember getting some of those Chinese guns, and you talk about filthy. Oh my gosh. Now those that's when we would clean the barrels. We would get the bore paste out and just scrub them, and then we'd have a starting place because they were so bad. But I think guns have gotten a lot better. I don't think you have that sort of really awful stuff like you used to. I'll give you an example. We shot the Beeman underlever at Airgun Expo. And if you guys haven't seen that footage, please go take a look. It was awesome. And I see your question there, Shady. I will get to that here in a minute. So we shot the Beeman underlever. Now, Angie can attest to this. We took it out of the box, threw a scope on it, and shot it. That's all we did. We didn't clean it. We just filled it and shot it. And that gun impressed everybody. I mean, it was a $300 gun, $350. And, people would rather pick that up than to the $3,000 guns. I mean, sure, we want to shoot the $3,000 guns too. Sure. But really, I mean, here's a $350 gun that just shot like a dream. And I've had several, and they all shoot the same. Now, these are Chinese imports. I don't clean the barrels. I just shoot them, and they're all really good. So I think what you're seeing on break barrels is that, depending on the company, I think you're getting the same sort of benefit. I think manufacturing has gotten better. I mean, sure, there's always going to be some bad apples, but I think it's in general gotten better. And I think the 200 shots has more to do with you becoming better with the gun than the gun breaking in and being better. Every break barrel has a learning curve. Every springer every springer has a learning curve, whether it's a gas ram. I call a gas ram a spring, guys. It's just an air spring. But every springer has a learning curve. So I think as you spend time with the gun, if there's accuracy to be had, you'll eventually find it, especially if you know good technique and you're working on it. Okay, so I had a question here. Let's see. Yeah, tall turrets, Inspector. If you're going to throw that in a rifle case, it's going to be a problem. I would agree with you there. I like the low profile stuff, but personal preference there. So, yeah, again, we got another guy with the break-in period. I think the break-in, just thinking about it now, the break-in I think has a lot more to do with you getting more comfortable with the gun over the gun. A gentleman here asked me, what's my favorite Springer? It's got to be the TX200. That's easy. Now, Angie's working with a Hunter carbine, AirArms Hunter carbine, which is a shortened TX. So that is a really nice gun. So you guys, if you haven't seen her video on that, she was shooting. Angie, what were you shooting? 30 yards? 40 yards? And getting like ridiculously good groups. I mean, that gun, I bet you when she's really used to it, she'll do better than an inch at 50 with that in a 177 Springer. I mean, that's the kind of stuff gets me super excited to see that. That's very, very cool. Albert, he says he likes the Pro Sport. I like the Pro Sport too. I think I like the TX better. I have both, but I like the TX, I think, personally. In fact, we're due for another video on my TX. I promised you guys a pellet test video, which is next on my list to do with that gun. So stay tuned for that. I haven't shot the video yet, but I'm going to grab a whole bunch of them and we'll pick like the top 5 and then we'll go there. I've also got a video I'll be working on the Samyang, forgive me. Oh, I go back too far. The Seneca 909 Light Hunter. And I've got a bunch of 45 ammo, and we're going to show good, bad, and ugly on that one just for giggles because we can. So that would be fun. All right, so we got a gentleman talking about we talked about BSA scopes last time. A gentleman saying that they stood behind the warranty and replaced it. That's awesome. Thanks for letting us know. That's very, very cool. That's very, very cool. Let's see. Let's see here. What do we got? Okay, really quick on the Beeman front. Gentleman saying Beeman's made in China. Yes, the Beeman marksman stuff is. There's a small, tiny little caveat to that, teeny tiny, is that Pyramid Air still may be importing the Wyrack guns with the Beeman name. Those are German. So when you're looking, see if you're getting the Beeman marksman stuff or the Beeman Wyrack stuff, because the Wyrack stuff with the Beeman name, which Air Venturi Pyramid Air managed to maintain that, is going to be, that's going to be German. Okay. Is RWS coming out with anything new? I don't know. I mean, RWS used to be a German company. There was some transitionals. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know what's going on with that. Not Diana, excuse me. I apologize. Diana, which RWS Diana used to be. I don't know. There's so much of this stuff sort of mixing up right now. I don't know what's happening. I think if RWS, Umrex sort of things, last time I had any discussions, and this was last SHOT Show, they had a couple new guns that looked really nice, but I don't think they brought anything to market. And it may be that COVID and manufacturing has really mucked them up, but I don't know. I don't know of anything right off the top of my head. So let's see. I haven't looked at this Extreme Airgun channel much, or really at all. For me, I have such a. You guys don't know. If you get, I'll put out an open invitation. If anybody wants to come visit, we have a guest cabin. You're welcome to come out, and you should come out. You see that I wear a lot of hats. Angie's been out here. And most people would struggle to keep up with me on a day-to-day basis. I think Angie could attest for that. But I wear a lot of hats here because we have a ministry ranch, and I oversee that ranch and all the stuff going on with that, as well as I have other businesses as well as the airgun stuff. So the time I'm able to put into this and keeping AirgunWeb and Airgun Pro Shop and all that stuff going about taps me out. So I don't really spend a lot of time looking at what other people are doing. I kind of rely on you guys to tell me what other people are doing, if it's worth me taking the time to look at it. So Angie was saying it was 43 yards with her TX200. That was very, very cool. Yeah, I remember that was impressive, Angie. That was a good shooting gun. Let's see. Beam Precision is Y-Rock, right? I don't know. Just, you want to make sure, if you're going for the Beeman name thinking you're getting the old Beeman, old German stuff, just make sure that they specify made in Germany and not Beeman Marksman. So, because I think Beam Precision, I think, is on the Beeman Marksman page, so I don't think you can go by that. So, let's see. Oh, here's a great question, and I'll answer yes before I even tell you what the question is. Do you feel like slugs are being overhyped? Yes. Look, I get the desire to want to take things to the next level. Okay, I get the desire of firearms performance out of an airgun just because you can. I get all of that. The reality is, in my experience, limited, but my experience, if you're trying to shoot past 100 yards, slugs have some value. They really do. Especially, you got to have a gun that'll shoot them. I mean, there's your caveat. But after 100 yards, you're probably going to do better with slugs. Inside 100 yards, I mean, unless you're dealing with some exceptional circumstance, I think pellets are a better option. If you're in your backyard, pellets are definitely a better option because you don't have the potential travel and damage on the receiving end that you do like with a slug. I mean, I know Rick Ream shot through a paint can and impacted the target at 400 yards, and that you couldn't do with a pellet. So that to me, there's a little danger there with the slugs, especially with people that may not be using the same type of discipline they may employ with a firearm, like know your target, what's behind it kind of a thing, where people are shooting slugs and God forbid somebody gets hurt. We just don't want to see that. So I think slugs are being overrated. I think that they have their place. If you like shooting slugs, go for it. But you know, I'm a pellet gun guy, so I prefer shoot pellets. Let's see. Oh gosh, Joshua, I mean, the last thing we need is more politics. I mean, we have a divided country over stuff. I don't think we need divided air gunners over stuff. I mean, good God. I mean, that's one of the reasons I stay away from all of that stuff, is because it's easy to get drawn in. And, you know, I have great respect for all of the guys that do these content creators, whether I necessarily agree with them or not. I respect their efforts. And everybody has opinions and has a right to them. So, hey, we don't need more politics around us, God forbid. Let's see. All right. See you later, Joshua. Let's see. Yeah, Donald, you're right. The slugs, they're concerned because they don't have the drag. They don't stop. They don't slow down like a pellet does. So they're a little bit more dangerous. And people, I hope, are paying attention to what they're shooting. Let's see. Your last comment on slugs is related to regulated or non-regulated. It's just full stop either way. Let's see. What's the most powerful and accurate semi-auto, I'm guessing semi-auto air rifle? That's a good question. I don't know. I could tell you ones I've shot that I like and ones I've shot I don't like. So let's start with that. And this is subjective, guys. This is just Rick's opinion. Does not mean anything about the gun or the brand, just my opinion. So the semi-autos I've shot were the LCS. I don't like the LCS. That's me personally. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it shoots. I know I'm going to get all kinds of grief for saying that, but it's just my personal preference. I mean, it's a fine gun. Travis really loves it. But if you here's my thing with the LCS. If you've got a full auto gun, it needs to rip, not that to me. If it's just slightly faster than I can pull the trigger, to me that's no advantage. So if it's full auto, it needs to rip. Now I'll tell you, I haven't done the video yet, but the gun that has my attention is the Hatsan Blitz. I got it in 22, and that thing rips. Now it is fast. So full auto in that's impressive. So I'm eager to get that on the bench. I really have been wanting to do that, but been just too busy to get to it. I've got so many videos stacked up. I need Angie. Hey Angie, can you come spend a month out here and just help me doing content? That'd be awesome. That'd be great. We can just knock out 15, 20 videos and call it a year. Let's see. RL Guns. It's a good question here. And guys, I've got a lot of questions flying. Forgive me if I miss them. I'll try and do my best. But if I miss it and it's super important to you, just email me and I'll be happy to answer you personally. Good question. He's asking, how long do you wait for a new airgun to work out the kinks? Just fearful to buy an Amx Gauntlet 2 when it's just released, especially when the Air Venturi has been around for a while. All right, so the G2 is not new. So just realize the G2 is the G1 with a bigger bottle and a different reg pressure. Everything else is the same. So there is no need to wait at all. So I mean, the Gauntlet. I think the Gauntlet was out before the Air Venturi Avenger. So in some regards, the Air Venturi is the newcomer. So the Gauntlet is a proven, tried and true platform. The G2, like I said, it's got a bigger bottle and it's got a higher reg pressure. That's the difference. We were doing that anyway. At Airgun Pro Shop, we sell the high pressure Gauntlet bottle for the 25s, which went from 19 to 21, which is what they did. Great minds think alike, I guess. And we couldn't go to 4,500 worth of a bottle though, so they put a bigger bottle, took it to 4,500, and regged it to 2,100 psi. So it's the same gun. It's just it's got some enhancements. So I don't think you have anything to worry about on that. Let's see. We got. Where is the Pro Shop? I have not found any. Okay, so Pro Shop is airgunproshop.com. That's my retail business. I've had it for years and years and years, and it's been under different management at different times. But a few years ago, I took it over again and just have been using that for actually using it to help provide jobs for people here at the ranch. So that's what that was for. Okay. So the Airgun Pro Shop, that whole business is designed, like I had a gentleman call me today, new to air guns, wants to hunt deer on his 20 acres, doesn't know the first thing about it. So he thought rather than go out and buy a bunch of stuff that doesn't work, maybe he could get some help, and we could put him into the right gun, the right scope, the right compressor, the right ammo. All comes in one box, and he can go shoot stuff on his property. So that is what the Pro Shop does, is we try and just get all the right pieces together so that you guys get the right thing. We're not a discount store. The Airgun Pro Shop's not a discount store. We're not your Amazon. We're not your Pyramid Airs. We're not the guys you're going to get the best price on. I hope that we give you really good service. But if you're looking for the lowest price, there are other places. If you're looking for a full package, turnkey, ready to go out of the box, that's what we do. All right. So, yeah, no, AirgunWeb, by the way, my nose itches. Sorry. Live TV, scratch your nose, pick your nose. It's great. AirgunWeb is going to be getting a facelift here very soon, so I'm excited to show you guys that. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, if there's anything at Airgun Pro Shop you guys like or want or have any questions about, just email us through the website. I'll do my best to keep up with it. I'm about 2 to 3 days behind on emails right now, but I'll do the best I can. So let's see. Albert's got a question. This is a good one. Umrex Origin versus Avenger. Done that. I'll tell you, two very, very different guns. They're actually made by the same company. All right. So the upper half of the gun is identical pretty much. The lower half is where the differences are. One gun has that gas ram booster, so to speak, and the Air Venturi has all the adjustable regulator and all that other stuff. I like the Origin for someone who doesn't have anything. This is their first air gun. Comes with a pump. They don't have to put a scope on it, but you can get that fairly affordably. And then they can go shoot. The Avenger is a 300 bar gun. And at 300 bar, you don't want to hand pump that. So you're looking at a compressor. So it's two different fits. If you've already been into air guns for a while, you maybe are looking to make the next step. You want to learn how to tinker and see what brake pressure does and work with different pellets. You want to do that. You want to buy a chronograph and go through all that. Avenger's awesome. It's probably one of the best ways you can go. If you just want to shoot rabbits in your backyard and you're not going to care about tinkering to your pellet weight and all that other stuff, get the Origin. It's a beautiful gun. I need to take mine out and shoot it again. I'm due for another video on that. So let's see. David's asking me a very good question. Why did I remove the private stock page from the Pro Shop website? Because I haven't updated it. And rather than have guns up there that have sold that I haven't taken down, or guns, I just took it all down. I also took down all the refurbished compressors because right now, we used to have quite the crew here. We had myself and a couple of different families that worked here at the ranch and worked at the Pro Shop. And now they've moved away. So it's me, my wife, and my daughter working everything that's going on in my businesses anyway. So we're just shorthanded. So rather than have confusion, people trying to buy stuff I didn't have, which had happened a couple times, I just took them all down. Now, anyone that's visited me, I have an entire Connex full of my personal guns that will be going up, back up once I've actually gone through them and checked them and you take the pictures and do. So I probably have 70 or 80 guns I'm going to be looking to sell personally. I just don't shoot them, and I'd rather them be in somebody's hands that can enjoy them and do some shooting. So, stay tuned. Probably in the next three to 4 weeks, we'll have that whole section back up and running again. So, anyway, let's see. More questions. Angie likes the Avenger because it's available in 25. She is the hunter amongst us for sure. The Kratos or the G2, you're talking about the Crossman Benjamin Kratos. Is that the, just a second. That is the, oh yes, okay. Pretty gun. It's Turkish. It's made by Kroll. Probably 6 1/2 dozen the other. So, personally, I don't know. It's a tough one. I haven't shot the Kratos, so I don't know. Maybe it would blow my socks off. But I mean, what can I say? It's a Kroll gun. I have one of the Kroll Benjamin guns. Which one do I have? Now that I'm going to look at it again, I have the Caden. Yes, I have the Caden, which I really liked actually. So, well, it's a tough one. I've maybe I can get one and we can do a head-to-head with it. I just don't. Some of these head-to-heads, just so you guys know, they're not sponsored. I'm buying the stuff myself. So, it's tough to get one sponsor to sponsor a video that may or may not show it winning or losing against another sponsor. So it is some of these stuff I'm just having to front out of my pocket. Like the Hatsan Speedfire is out of my, Hatsan Blitz is out of my pocket. Speaking of another head-to-head, just a little aside for a moment. I know you guys wanted to see like the multi-shot brake barrels compared. I did get another Speedfire. I did get the Crossman Magfire, and I am going to pick one of my Gamos. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. And we're going to do a head-to-head, I guess, head-to-head, on the 3 sort of multi-shot brake barrels out there. I think that's going to be a very cool video. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be coming up here when I can get to it. But I did buy those other guns that I needed to make that happen. So we'll have that coming up. The day state review is another question. I think I might have shot one at the Airgun Expo. Day state makes beautiful guns. It's hard to go wrong with a day state. Yeah, David, you need to just take a few weeks off, bro, and just come on out and hang out for a couple weeks. It'll be a hoot and holler. Thoughts on the Hot Sun sortie? I haven't shot one. Don't know. Hold on. Is that the little pistol? Hold on just a second before I say that for sure. Oh, it is the little pistol. Okay, that I have shot. Now, that was great. I remember when I was still working with Hot Sun and they sent me one of those and I shot it. I said, all you guys need to do to make this thing awesome is put a stock on it. And what did they do? Put a stock on it. And that's a great little gun. At least the one I shot was a great little gun. Old school review of the Recluse. So you guys have been watching, huh? Yeah, we've got that going. We've done the Dragon Claw. We've done the 909. The Recluse is going to be next up in the queue. So be on the lookout for that. Just heads up, one of my favorite guns of all time. I have so many though. But that gun, I like that whole Samyang Seneca line from the Dragon Claw. I think the Dragon Claw is just a great gun to get you excited about air gunning. I think the 45 is extremely useful from a hunting gun. And the 35 is just a really dynamite all-around hunting gun. It's not legal to hunt with in Texas, doesn't have the power. But for medium game, predators, small game on low power, oh yeah, I think it's going to be stinking awesome. So we're definitely going to be doing the Recluse coming up here. I haven't shot the Brocock automatic, don't know. I haven't shot any of the AEA guns, so going back to the full auto or semi-automatic accuracy, which ones I like. I've got the Hot Sun gun, or not the Hot Sun, excuse me. I got the Avenger guns. The airspeed, which is the rifle, Angie has a 30 cal airspeed. Those things, man, those are fun to shoot, and they work really well. They do have maintenance that you have to do on them, like any semi-auto is going to have. But those guns are fun. So anyway, let's see. Air Arms versus Ottoman BP-17. Oh, gosh. I'm not a bullpup guy, so first of all I'm probably going to go Air Arms with that one just because I like Air Arms. Let's see. Paul's asking me, are we taking us on any hunts? Funny you should ask, Paul. I just finished editing all of the Gamma footage from our iguana hunt. So later this week, it'll either be this week, probably be Saturday, realistically. I've got the iguana hunt, the full video from the iguana hunt, and that was a lot of fun. So we've got that. As far as other hunts, I've got some stuff around here at the ranch we're looking to do. We've got coyotes coming in big time, so we've probably got 2 or 3 packs coming through at different times during the day. I want to put my cameras out and start tracking them and see how that'll work. I want to take one with the hammer. I want to take one with the SWA, and then we'll go from there. So we'll be doing some of those hunts. I'll be filming those as well. We're overrun with collared doves, which is weird because they hadn't been that big of a deal, but we've got a lot, hundreds. So we're going to probably do some collared dove hunting. And when quail season opens up, I'll probably do some quail hunts. So I guess that's what we got on the list here for some hunting. I know Angie's working on a deer hunt with the SWA, the 27 long. So we've got some of that stuff going to be coming your way pretty soon. So let's see. So good question. What's a good hand pump if you wanted to use it to get to 300 bar? Yeah, it is a great time. Woo! I'd be skinnier if that's all I had to fill my guns. I just recommend the Hill hand pump. For me, that is what works really well. And so that's what I would recommend going with is just the Hill. Air Venturi's Mark 4, Mark 5, I think it's Mark 5 now, is the Hill pump. So it's even got Hill on the packaging. So that's what I would go with. It's expensive. It's $270 or $300 or whatever, but it is a very good hand pump. So that's what I would say. Go with that. All right, here's a great question, and I've had questions. Let me just take a real quick peek here on pricing. Somebody's asking me about the pricing on. Yes, I'm going to make sure they're all comparable. So the Crossman, Pyramid Air, I love you guys, but that stupid pop-up on your webpage, just, oh my God. If I have to say no thank you any more times, oh my goodness. So let me just show you what I'm looking at here. All right, so the Magfire is, what's the difference? The Ultra. Oh, it's just got some extra goodies on it. Anything different? It's got extra stuff on it. I don't know which one I got. I don't know if I got that one or I got that one. I don't know which one I got, but I got one of those. So that's the $200 gun. Let's look at the Hatsan Speedfire. That's a $200 gun. Okay, so if we then go and look at the, I really wanted to use the Bone Collector, but we may not be able to based on price. Let me just take a quick peek here. All right, zip over here. There we go. That's better. Let's see. I don't want to do that. Okay. Out of stock. Okay. I think that's probably $300 though. Let me just see here. Gamo air rifles. It's going to be a exclusive, maybe. Nope. Whisper Fusion. X2 Magnum. Oh, here it is. Yeah, they don't have it. They don't have the. Oh, here it is. $319. So yeah, probably won't do that one because I don't think it's a fair price comparison. So we'll probably just drop down to the Whisper. I don't know that I'll do that one either. Let's see here. Whisper Fusion, Whisper. Probably going to be something like, no, that's $300. Oh, go away already. Let's see what they got here. I don't want the Magnum Maxim 209s. It's probably going to be this guy here, but just in 22 caliber. So I have these. So I've got this gun. So that looks like we're right in the right price point. So if we go the Maxim Gen 2, oops, we go the Maxim Gen 2 and we go with the Speedfire and we go with the Magfire, we're going to be all in the same $200 price point, with the Crossman having an advantage on price big time. So there we go. Let's see. Let's see if we have any other questions here. Oh, this was the question I want to get to. Do you know of any new improvements, advancements to high-end Springers? Seems like HW and AA and Diana all still have decade-old models. Okay, so first of all, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right, so let's just start there. I think this is my 2 cents, right? It's not like I have any great industry backdoor channel secret information, although I do, but this is not it. Springer / gas rams, regardless, unless you buy a 54 Air King that's recoilless, they have a learning curve. They're not as easy to shoot as a PCP. To make a Springer that is very easy to shoot, has to be engineered very well, has to have good quality parts, has to be assembled well, actually has to have you know, a lot of guns, one of my complaints, not complaints, one of my observations with, say, a Hatsan gun and their springers is that they're very strong, very powerful, very good guns. They get 90% of the way there. They need that extra 10% of refinement to make them a great gun. So if you're wanting an area springer, gas ram, brake barrel, whatever, to be a great gun, then it's going to cost a lot more money. That extra 5 to 10% is where the bulk of your money's spent. And if you're going to charge somebody $500-$600 for a springer, you know, they're actually better off. They're better served getting a PCP. I think just the shooting and the day one shooting experience is going to be far more successful than you will with a springer. And so I think companies realizing that, where they can produce a very affordable, very powerful, accurate, easy to shoot gun for less than it would cost them to build a quality springer, I think they're putting their energy and money into the other. I think it's one of the reasons we saw the best brake barrel in the U.S. as far as I was concerned. The best brake barrel in the U.S. money could buy was the SIG ASP-20. It was phenomenal. It was a 75-yard springer, gas ramp, whatever. Was it perfect? Yeah, it had kind of a sloppy trigger, but it was certainly, it did phenomenally well. The biggest issue brake barrels have is the lockup, and they completely eliminated that as a problem. And the gun was a beast, beautiful gun. They discontinued it. It was just too expensive to make. I think they could have just raised the price to make it profitable and still sold them. But, you know, I think that's why you're not seeing innovation on the Springer guns. It's an older technology. The market shifted to PCP. They're easier to shoot, more powerful, and they're cheaper to make to have that same shooting experience. So I think that's why you're not seeing the innovation on the other side. Now, there's going to be people coming out with new guns and springers and brake barrels and stuff that I think will be engaging. But right now, I think the push is to cheaper and cheaper, better and better, cheaper PCPs. So let's see. I mean, using high-end materials like metal parts, less plastic. Let's see. I don't know what that was referring to, Albert. Oh, here we go. Albert, this must be your first question. You ever ask Ammo, every time I talk to him, if they would ever come out with a pro line class of air that can compete against? Yes. Oh my God, have I had that? I had that conversation with them in Florida, and I will tell you, unless you can sell 100,000 of them, they're not going to make it. It's sad. It's just really sad. As much as I loved what they could make, I'll take you real quick to something here. I'll show you guys a little secret. We go back over to here. If you go to the Gamma website and you take a gander to the Gamma exclusives, let me show you something here. Look at this right here. That is the Hunter Extreme again. You guys remember the Hunter Extreme? Somebody was mentioning the Hunter Extreme being badass. I have 177, 22, and 25 made in Europe, in the UK, of the Hunter Extremes, and they are just gorgeous guns. But if you notice there, that's got a steel breech. That's got the better quality steel sights. But they get so few of them in, and they only sell them here. I have talked to them till I'm blue in the face about, please bring back the high-end Gamma stuff, the BSA stuff. Bring it back so that we have some option beyond the Walmart stuff. And all I can say is, you please bug them incessantly to please bring back the good stuff, because I would love to see. I wanted to get. I couldn't even get one of those Extremes. I couldn't get one because they were already sold out. I was begging the guy who could do it, the guy who goes to Barcelona and does all this stuff. He couldn't get me one. They just don't have enough inventory. They're in and they're out. It's a shame. It's a shame because, yeah, I really wish they would bring back the old school Gamma stuff that would really have, I think, a competitive advantage in the market. But here's my question to you guys. Are you willing to pay a little bit more for it? I mean, do you think the majority of people are willing to pay a little bit more? Or do you think the majority of people are simply just going to go for the cheapest thing and look for the 1,500 feet per second on the box and not really care? Because that's the market you got to be able to sort of compete against. And that's been the problem. Because the bulk of the market will go for the cheapest, whatever the marketing flash says on the box. That's what they go for. The whole reason I started this channel some 14, 15 years ago was because I wanted there to be a repository of honesty with regards to what you could go buy. And that's why the Facts Not Fluff came. And that's so I hope people would be able to see just lift their sights just a little bit and see that buying something a little bit better first means you're not buying it 2 to 3 times before you get what you wanted in the first place. Anyway, I can get on that topic for way too long. All right, guys, I think that is it. I think we are past our hour. I want to say thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight, and we will be back next week, barring any sort of other thing, and hopefully we'll have some more cool stuff to talk to you guys about. But it's been a fun, interesting year, but we're going to have a fun final quarter because we got a lot of stuff jammed in, a lot of content we got to make to finish out the year. So stay with us. It's going to be a great end of the year, guys. So if you guys have any questions we didn't get to, please feel free to just email me through my website, AirgunWeb.com, or Airgun Pro Shop, either one, and you guys can get me. Guys, that's going to be it. Angie, thanks for hanging out and fielding questions there on the chat. To everybody that's hung out with us tonight, thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Cheers.